Okay, guys, so I guess I'm on a roll today because I finally made it back from that other video I was making outside when I was talking about bugs and how a monk dude or a Buddhist monk guy came. So you see that? Oh, well, it went away now. I don't know if you could see it. Hold on. I know it's a tiny TV. Jennifer Lopez was the first one on that movie called This Is Me Now. And just seeing her up there on that little, I guess, ad reminded me of a dream I had back when I was still staying at my mom's house before my mom and my grandma and mom died. So, anyways, she was, I don't know if she was helping me out in the dream or what, but I was having, it was a couple nights I had a dream, some dreams with celebrities in my dream for some reason. I don't know why. But there's two ideas I had, but I'm not trying to read too much into that. But oh wow, that reminds me of a lady on YouTube telling her dream about Beyonce being basically overtaken by some spirit or whatever, and it's like she was fighting it, and she was saying no, but it happened anyways. Probably some ritual that they did. She might have agreed to some stuff, but I ain't trying to be into that. And speaking of Beyonce, there were some other things that was revealed to me about Jay-Z and Beyonce. And I wasn't even all up in their business. So baby, I hope they wasn't in my business because I remember that last time I met that dude from Lionsgate, and like I've been quiet for years about a lot of things that been going on, and I'm also thinking about something. I was gonna say a lesbian woman who dresses like a man, and she thinks she harder than a man, but she act just like the men that she hate, and that's the funny part about it. That's what kind of why I didn't deal with her no more. So, girl, now you know. But Miss Tacker. But anyways, she was saying you ain't even known out here in the street. I'm like, B, you don't even know how known I actually am out here in the streets, because I know a lot of people that you know, and you didn't know that I knew them, but I picked them up in your energy. And when I asked you if you knew that person, you wind up telling me that they were related to you, which was Big Face, is an uncle of that woman. But I don't know if it's by blood. I think it was by marriage from someone else in the family, in his family, that married in to her. I mean, that married into the family, and that's how they related. See, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to picking up other people's energy in someone's auric field. I don't know how that happens. It goes back to the psychometry thing I was talking about um, on the other video that I just got done making when I was outside, and I had came home and plugged my phone in. It made it. It was at 1%, and then it stayed on all the way till I got home. So I was glad. But anyways, celebrities was in my dreams. Jennifer Lopez, she told me to pick up the phone and call her while she listened in onto a conversation. And the woman from Taxi, the one that was getting felt on, the that was supposed to be the boss, or I forgot who, I didn't watch that movie Taxi in a while, but I mostly watched it because Queen Latifah was on there. But and it was just crazy because I was kind of like how Queen Latifah is on there. Like I got badass driving skill, not in a bad way. Maybe my driving record for the past might show that, but there was other things going on with that too about the game stalking. Why it was so difficult for me to maintain being remaining legal. Like, I'm not trying to put the blame on them. I'm taking full responsibility, but now I know why certain things just seem like it wasn't happening, like it was intentional, that it was being blocked, like me having to continuously keep ordering. Like, I'll go into that stuff later about how they were gang stalking me with me having to keep buying licenses. It's like they were trying to make money off of me to could make me broke so I couldn't make it for it. And then I'll talk about that stuff another time. It was just too much going on. So I was just like, F it. I'm going to just keep not having a license then, because they was messing with my mail. I had to keep paying for licenses. But anyways, she had mad driving skills. Like, for her to be a woman, she had badass driving skills. At least I don't know if it was her on a bike or they had a double play her, but I was that type of individual. Like, I had like, I love cars. And, but anyways, there's the woman with the blonde hair. She was real skinny, not the one that had like a kind of Russian accent, but the other one that they was filling all up on her titties and stuff on the movie. I don't know her name. I looked it up in the past, but that woman was in there, and she was on the bad side working against me, trying to do some like shisty type stuff with another woman that played on one of those detective shows with the guy that has the bald head and the beard. That woman probably went crazy for. But I mean, he's a handsome guy, but I'm not going crazy for him though. But anyways, it was that show, and one of the gang stalkers, James, actually he called out to me on the way to me going to make that video about books. He was trying to distract me because I only had 9% left, so I ignored him. I was like, is that somebody calling out to me? And then I looked at the body, the energetic, and then the voice I heard. I was like, that has to be James calling out to me. And they gave him a better tent to stay outside, and his tent is by itself next to the Baptist church where the police sometimes go and park on the side and go in there. And so I'm like, oh, that's kind of evident. Like, he got a better tent, but why is he still out there on the streets if he's a Freemason and he got all this pull? He got evicted. Now he out there on the street still, and said he was going to be out of that situation Monday. It's like 2 or 3 weeks later, and he's still out there, and he's calling out to me in the middle of the street. That's why I feel like some of those people are placed outside specifically for that reason, but not all the time. Some of them are just getting their karma back in for doing gang stalking, because I keep seeing like a sign. And I apologize, I talk fast sometimes. It's always been that way since I was a kid. I used to even get in trouble for it, like to slow down my speech. So I will try my best. I apologize. So um I'll be going, baby. That's what my mom used to say. But I'm like, man, you want five, like 100 miles an hour. But anyways, 50 miles an hour when I was talking, like, man, you can go. Yeah, but I was the quiet one. My voice didn't matter. So like when I talk, I try to get out as much as possible. But anyways, I don't know what those ladies had to do with being in my dream, but it's like they had something. It's like I had a card, but it has some sort of electrical device, and they grabbed it for me. It's like they was being demanding, like, give it here, and like they did it with gestures. It was like they were doing something, but it's like in the dream I was unaware of what they were doing, but they knew what they were doing, and it was like they was trying to cover up for something. So they removed some type of chipboard, like a small little chip out of something I had, and then closed it back up and gave it to me. And I knew she was doing something with it, but she didn't want me to see. But I knew, and then whatever she gave me, it was lighter too. But and then I can't remember the dream too much, but I was just wondering what was the significance of that, because sometimes I feel like with the spell work that was going on, I was getting some dreams. Yes, I was, because I remember something that happened in the Louisa Flowers apartments where a dream that I had on Christmas is the same thing where these black men, it was in my dream, there was a black man wearing shades, and he was in the building though, and he was like walking, and he was looking down the hall. And later when it happened, I realized he was looking down the hall at me, because he literally, there was a guy that was in there, he was like, he looked Puerto Rican, and he had like kind of long curly hair. And I found out through somebody else that he was gay. And then I know that he was one of the gang stalkers, because he did something specifically that I said that I was going to do, which was get a Ring doorbell camera and put it on my door in the apartment. He was the only one who did that in an apartment. It's like they gang stalk by doing putting stuff in plain sight. It's like they tell on themselves indirectly. And that's how I knew he had something to do with my phones being stolen. And the connection was made because all of a sudden, because I had at least 10 to 20 old phones with a bunch of different data on it, and evidence of files, videos, audio recordings, everything about the gang stalking that was happening to me. And they got it, and they were gang stalking me that night on Christmas, on the Christmas night, on the 25th of 2022, when the cops called to get me put into the psychiatric hospital. And I told them people were harassing me. They didn't care about that. That's how I know them motherfuckers was in on the shit too. Cause I'm like, you ignore me, you ain't even doing your motherfucking job. That's why I wasn't trying to let you just take my kid out of my arms so easily. What the fuck you think? I love my child, nigga. But anyways, and people, every person I meet, they can see that too. They tell me, and then they, even the gang stalker said, man, I love the way you interact with your kid. It's almost like they wish they mama was that way with them, nigga. So don't be coming over here with that BS. Did everything I was supposed to do. I was cooperative. I was non-combative with these people when going throughout the whole process. Is now documented by upright people who was in the system. Almost every individual that I was working with, even if they weren't upright all the time, with my case, everything went smoothly. because, and they said I was the first case in 20 years. I was the lightest, easiest load that they had the whole time. These people, they even tried to plead to the judge, like, they're my lawyer and Miss Andrews, thank you so much for the hard work you put in and being and working well on my side. I appreciate the help that you guys did give. So I don't want you to have the wrong impression by something I said on another video when I was upset about you trying to cover up for. Now, I don't know if you was doing it intentionally, but you just was trying to get my mind off it so I don't worry myself about that, about the woman that they were trying to protect. They was like, well, just leave her alone, don't bother her. I'm like, what? But she able to do that stuff to me though. That I don't like that. But I have cooperated with them. But anyways, skip the dream, skip all that other stuff. What I want to say is how my ex, Robert Porter, who was from California, who's a relative of the brother that was killed, that went by the name Shaka. That guy is was a guy I was dating again from the past. After some time had went by, he was trying to get back into my energy and want to be, act like he wanted to be my man. But I later, looking back on things, I see kind of what I was right back in 2022 when I kept leaving him. He'll pull up on me. It's like everywhere I went, he wound up seeing me. He'll pull up like, hey Jay, and I'm like, what is with him? And at the time I was scared because I thought he was trying to come and give me an STD. So I stayed away from his ass, because all that nigga care about is putting his dick in somebody's ass. I'm sorry to say it straight up like that. I apologize, but and or getting it sucked. That's all he care about. He want to give somebody drugs, or he work under the table. I'm like, nigga, I could get your ass in so much trouble for the trifling stuff you did, but I ain't even make no report on your ass. I'm gonna let God handle your ass, nigga. You think you slick? I picked up a lot of stuff that you didn't did. I was right about that time once I had told my mom something and they was freaking out and talk when I said y'all was trying to kill me, and my mom said, girl, stop acting silly. Ain't nobody trying to kill you, and God coming for us. And I just saw 11:44 on the timer. But and I was like, what is she talking about? And God coming for us. I'm like, I don't know who that is, but if I don't know, if it's me, then. But it wasn't. Later on, my uncle had died, which was her brother, which my Caucasian auntie, her own daughter even has a suspicion about it and wanted to go get an autopsy about it. But sometimes that might not work, because it was revealed also spiritually that some people are paid, the medical examiners and the people that do the autopsy, to make another alternate report on what happened to fit the narrative of the story that they want to put out there in the public. And when I said that out loud, I was like, oh, that's what they do. Because I was in here, I was going through all kind of spiritual knowledge and awakening. And then I heard something go, shh. I'm like, hell no, nigga, I'm finna tell these motherfuckers, because I'm sick of this shit that's going on, this evil, crooked, wicked world. I'm like, they was trying to kill me anyways, and everybody up in this world died. So, I mean, at least let me do something and, like, be helpful before I go. Because I was already supposed to be dead plenty of times, and 2 times I was out of my body. So I was like, and I didn't want to come back. So let me do what I got to do. So when I leave, at least I did something that I was supposed to be doing. So, and not just wasting my life away sitting down doing drugs. And I don't smoke marijuana. I have stopped drinking. Maybe in the future I may have a glass of wine. I don't know. But right now I don't do no drugs. I stopped on my own, no treatment, and these mugs stopped because back then I was heavily stressed, and smoking marijuana, they were trying to use that against me to act like, oh, she a drug addict. And no, and drugs don't even affect me that way, because I didn't try other drugs. People didn't try to kill me with drugs, and then they ass wind up getting a heart attack and losing parts of their heart, and still was on drugs. I don't see them no more. They might be dead. I don't even know. A white dude named Ricky Halsey was one of them. But way back then when I was younger, when my mom wanted to kick me out because I was sending money to my boyfriend at the time, who I later realized was gay. And she was mad because I was sending him money. She would rather me pay her, which I understood, because I was staying in her house at the time, and I was 19 years old. So I was like, it was always me that get kicked out, but they didn't want to kick anybody else out. I was always the one that was bullied and harassed about something. I'm like, damn, I'll be minding my own business, but people want to fuck with me for some reason. I'm that type of person. I'm a loner. I found out I'm more like a Sigma female. I don't I don't like being around a lot of people because of the stuff that I see people be doing. It's too much. I mean, like, just let me be like how this water is, like right there on the I was gonna zoom in, but I don't want to mess it up. Anyways, so let me get all off that. What I really wanted to talk about was how in the Louisa Flowers apartments, the ex that I told you about, Robert Porter, who who was showing up at my apartment when I told his ass do not come to my apartment. He gonna show up anyways, and I was dating another guy at the time, so that looked bad because now it made it look like that's why I think he did that so he can deter me from being with someone else. And when that man was already insecure anyway, so that was a done deal anyways. But he still tried to hold on because he said I was the most peaceful person he ever dealt with. He felt such peace when he came in my presence and he wanted to be in my house. He was trying to energy harvest too. I noticed he thought like he'll come to me and get like feel refreshed. He said he feel like he had a spa day when he come here, and I heard that from different kinds of men, and without sex being involved. That doesn't mean sex was involved, but they just wanted to be around me in my presence, and then it's like, but then they'll do some f shit. I might as well say fuck shit, but later on I'll be like, what are you doing? It's like they take it for granted, and then when they out of my energy, they want to try so hard to get back in. No, you didn't had enough chances. Goodbye. But anyways, they told Robert Porter, one of the maintenance men here, a Hispanic looking white dude. He might be Hispanic.